still talking about this important file and Egypt's role, Egypt's diplomacy. We have, of course, the trilateral meeting taking place in Cairo, and Egypt taking on a central and high-stakes diplomatic role, mobilizing regional consensus, hosting Arab summits, coordinating closely with the United States and the Qatari partners, using the strategic leverage of the Rafah crossing in order to effect change on solid grounds in the Gaza situation. So, Mr. Saidy, this is the pivotal role of Egypt. Egypt is always in the heart of events. Egypt's leverage diplomatically and definitely supporting the Palestinian cause has been in the heart of our diplomacy, our diversified diplomatic effort.
I'll pick up on the consolidation part. Consolidation, all parties, that's what Egypt has been doing for centuries, actually. And when it comes to the Palestinian causes, has been doing for decades. Egypt has always been the shield of Arab dignity, and it will continue on doing so. And why are we the shield of Arab dignity? Because we are the masters of our own decisions. We have the means to feed ourselves and to fend for ourselves. We have the greatest military power in the region and in Africa, and we will stand, not only the greatest in terms of firepower, but in terms of morale, in terms of strength and the unity, the covenant between the Egyptian military and the Egyptian people. So we will always stand for what's right, we will stand for what's just, and we will defend the Palestinian people to the best of our ability. Yes,
and taking from your words, the master of our own decisions, and here lies the most important thing, that we have our independent decision. From day one, Egypt has always been supportive of the Palestinian cause. US President Trump says that he hopes to get Gaza ceasefire straightened out over the next week. And the question is today, and what is in debate, why is Trump now, Mr. Saidy, after this ceasefire? In what way do you think the geopolitical moves that are happening for the aim of reaching a ceasefire in Gaza, and the timing itself, the significance of the timing of why Trump had announced that he hopes to get Gaza's ceasefire straightened out over next week?
Of course, trusting the Trump administration is an experience we're not willing to relive again. The Trump administration acts to its will. It's not for the Palestinian people. The Trump administration is doing that for two causes, or two reasons. Mainly, number one, to stop the military aid and to stop the immense funding to the Israeli war efforts. That's number one. And number two would be to unite the internal front of the youth who elected him, or the youth movements, the movements in universities in Washington, in Chicago, in California, always saying to free Palestine, and their sense he's trying to secure the internal front, as we can see, since he couldn't achieve anything else till now. His tax war against the world, and all the military efforts, he could not achieve any real concrete things, so he's at least trying to unite the internal front.
Yes. Well, on more than one level, Egypt continues its involvement, and it signaled broader potential globally. How far are we going to have this sense of achieving or shaping, let me say, regional stability at the moment? How do you see those efforts?
Egypt has always sided with the people of the world, not only the people of Palestine. The movement, or the people of the world, Madrid, Washington, to even Tel Aviv and Cairo, they are with the Palestinian people. Even if some governments are not, or some government of afraid to some secret and old heritage of lobbies in the West, it's not the case. The people want a real humanitarian world where people can live and prosper together and be free, from persecution and genocide and displacement. The people will not stand for that. That's the new age we live in, and that's an age Egypt can be a part of, because we've always been with the people of the world.
Yes, Egypt is always with the people of the world, and from east to west, from north to south, we're bringing you here on Nile TV International the beat of coverage of the different statements. UNRWA's Commissioner General had warned of a potential, what he called second Nakba, urging the world to confront the Israeli evacuation orders that could replicate the 1948 mass displacement in Gaza, warning that forced transfers toward Rafah risk a full-scale humanitarian catastrophe. So this is another point here that is a reminder of what had happened. Calling it the second Nakba, the UNRWA and the UN mandates in order to prevent this humanitarian escalation from spiraling.
The Nakba never ended. It's not, we are still living in the Nakba. It's a genocide after genocide. This is displacement after displacement. It's the blood of innocent, beautiful Palestinian brothers and sisters and children. It's horrific. It's horrific that the world still condemns till now, that the world still looks for wise words from leaders. Action must be taken by the big powers. Action must be taken by the EU, and real action, Israel must pay for what's happening. This cannot keep on going. The Nakba is still ongoing.
The Nakba is still ongoing, and definitely we need the influential international legal procedures and legal intervention, or a new UN mandate in order to prevent this sense of mass displacement in Gaza. Also, among the leading headlines and the events that has been happening since last Thursday, at a joint press conference in London, French President Emmanuel Macron and the British Prime Minister Saleh had called for the recognition of a Palestinian state, and this as a step forward. How do you see such statements, Mr. Saidy, and how far does it affect the global opinion or the world opinion vis-à-vis the whole case?
I would like to pretend that I'm thankful for a step like that by the EU, Macron and Starmer. He's not in the EU anymore, but I'm actually not. It's not recognition of a human nation and humans living on a piece of land. It's not a gift. You don't need to recognize the state of Palestine or the Palestinian people and their sovereignty and their entitlement to their land. It's not a gift, it's a right. It's a right given to every other people in the world living on their land. So it's late. We're very thankful for them, but we need more.
Yes, we need more, and we're expecting more. We're before an important UN Gaza summit that is going to take place July the 28th. We are expecting more. The Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs had announced that the UN high-level conference on the two-state solution will be held in New York. So what's your expectations out of this important meeting?
Of course, the US will find some way to postpone the meeting, or the results out of the meeting will not be as expected or as fair to the Palestinian people as it is. And even the meeting, if the meeting goes on, we still have the problem, which is the Israeli side. The Israeli side has no intention of being peaceful to a neighboring people. Not even, they won't even think of a neighboring state with sovereignty. So the efforts must be strong. First of all, if you don't want any real change, the world must move against Netanyahu and his government. Itmar Ben Gvir, Netanyahu, and the extreme right-wing Zionist criminals, as per the ICC in Tel Aviv.
Globally, we've seen massive demonstrations from Madrid to Washington and also in Tel Aviv, increasingly pressuring Israel. We've seen protesters demand an end to the military cooperation, to the weapons sales, and also to the ongoing blockades. And this, if it reflects, it's reflecting mounting civilian and political solidarity with the Palestinians in Gaza. Such demonstrations, how far in your assessment does it going to contribute to changing the scene? How far will it affect or have some sort of a leverage vis-a-vis the public opinion to the crisis?
That's the price they have to pay for democracy.
Mm-hmm.
World leaders or policymakers in democratic states, they have to listen to their people. It's the price they have, and the people want what's right. They want what's fair. They don't put all the other factors of weapon sales and political lobbying agencies and political money. They don't put all of that into perspective. What the people want is safety. They want prosperity for one another. It's humanity, and I have faith in humanity. Mm-hmm. So that's the people will keep pressuring, and if they want to get re-elected, they have to address the situation.
Yeah, the people of Gaza are definitely hoping for survival. They are standing for dignity, as always. There is growing domestic pressure in Israel, as we all know. And what are the expectations of this growing domestic pressure in Israel? How far do we find the sense of rift that is happening internally in Israel? How far will it affect and make some sort of a shift in the national consensus vis-a-vis Gaza?
I would say I think I deeply believe that the Israeli people in their core are not, the civilian Israeli people in their core are just normal people. Maybe be brainwashed by government, maybe brainwashed by media or whatever it is, but most of them, they want peace. They want to coexist. They want to live not fearing Irani missiles or Hamas actions or hate from everyone else in the world for their actions and for what their government is doing. So they want prosperity. They want a strong connection to the world. They want a good economy, not war economy. They want to live, to work, to coexist. So I think the Israeli people will be the decisive factor in that conflict, actually. And I have faith that, like everyone else, they will do what's right.
Yes, they will do what's right, and actually the whole story is driving condemnations all around the world. There has been demonstrations in Tel Aviv, and from Tel Aviv also demonstrations has been witnessed also in the United States nearby the White House. And well, the question is to what extent will the success or the failure of achieving this ceasefire reshape the U.S. foreign policy? That's the question. How far will it affect the U.S. foreign policy? That is debatable.
The United States must take one of two stances. Either the full support they are providing to Israel and the Israeli government as of it is now in the war effort, or a stance as supposedly the leaders of the free world and the land of the free and the brave and all of that, and actually is to stop against genocide and stand with humanity. What I know by heart, that the American people are with Palestine. The American people are against this unconditional support of Washington to Tel Aviv. The American people don't want the blood, they don't want their tax money spent on Israeli missiles and Israeli fighters innocent children in Gaza.
Yes, definitely. The three senior members of the UN's Independent Commission probing Gaza war crimes have resigned, and their departure has been followed by a landmark report accusing Israel of war crimes. So we see the sense of movement actually, and the calls in order to reconstitute even the commission itself. Well, such resignations, will it really influence, in your opinion, the credibility of the story, the credibility of this sense of momentum of the UN's ongoing legal accountability of the case?
The UN is starting to move on the right direction now. The international pressure is too much for the UN to disregard as of it now, and Netanyahu is a war criminal as per the ICC, and I will always say this in the beginning of every debate and the end of every debate. Netanyahu is a war criminal as per the ICC. So Netanyahu is drowning in the blood he shed And that's why he keeps on fighting now. That's why he is looking into, if the ceasefire is not a ploy or a trick to continue doing what they're doing in Gaza, but that's why he's looking into a ceasefire now. The UN reports, the humanitarian groups report, all accuse Israel of being a rogue state committing genocide in Gaza.
Yes, and Netanyahu is under pressure, definitely under pressure at home, and trying to prolong the war. The world is criticizing him. However, how far will he be able to handle this growing pressure, whether from the outside world, the global world, or from within? To what extent?
Within is so deep that his children are criticizing
and leaving the country.
And leaving the country and faking documents everywhere. So within is a spot-on word. And Netanyahu, I think he's reaching the end of a path. But I hope that the issue gets resolved and the Netanyahu action gets withheld before the so-called concentration camp being built in Farah is taken into action.
Yes, well, definitely we need action. The whole world is watching, the hearts are trembling, and the souls are actually gasping for what's next. We're talking about the upcoming scenarios. From your opinion, Mr. Saidy, what are the next scenarios, bearing into consideration the global condemnation and what is happening on solid grounds as you see it?
A ceasefire is not the end of the war. We should be looking to the end of the war. If they don't want to end the war, if they keep on doing what they're doing, and that's Netanyahu's intention and his government's intention, then Hamas will continue to exist. The resistance will continue to fight back, and the world will slowly shift from Israeli support to the resistance, and the Palestinian people and Sinwar will have not died.
Yes, Egypt is definitely leading urgent mediation efforts. The question has definitely changed. It is no longer whether guns and that would be failing to be silent, but also always what's next. And this has been actually star giving to the Egyptian diplomacy, dealing with the whole situation in a balanced and an active way.
Like I said earlier, the Egyptian diplomacy has round after round of achievements for humanity. It's not even for Egyptian objects. It's a strong diplomatic effort that lived on forever, that represents a great state that has lived on for 7,000 years under political and under sovereign rule on its land.
Yeah, and Egypt has been really adamant to help the Palestinians, to provide humanitarian aid, despite, of course, the different challenges that we met and the blockades. But still, we were always there. From grief to grief, how long will the whole situation continue in your opinion? Can we achieve a permanent ceasefire one day?
The question is very hard. If we look at it from a geopolitical stance or point of view, this all will have to end in 2025, because the U.S. cannot keep the strain of spending on Israeli military war efforts. So when the U.S. takes off its hand from the Netanyahu, it has to end for him by then. But that's from a geopolitical point. But from a humanitarian point, it has to end now. Enough blood has been shed. And as per the Israeli dream of taking on the world and the displacement and occupational efforts to all their old prophecies, if one day they want to take it into action, and I would say it as it is, the red evil eyes are pointed at Egypt, we're here. We're here. Let them come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're always up to it, and the Egyptians are fully aware of the situation. They are behind their leadership. Always they understand, of course, the challenges and the threats. that are looming, and this is actually very important to understand the whole situation and to move accordingly, but wisely. This is the key. That's the key question. Again, to the international community and the role that should be played by the international community shouldering its responsibility at this important juncture is also a matter of life and death.
A good start will be the recognition of a Palestinian state according to all the treaties, and from that, sanctions and punishment of the Egyptian, as per the Egyptian government, of the Israeli government.
Yes. When we talk about youth today in your capacity as a member of the coordination of youth parties and politicians, it's very important that youth today would understand what sort of challenges are there in the region and also act accordingly. We have a patriotic youth who love their country, who love their leadership, who are always behind their country. Egypt is on their mind and in their blood. So it's a very important timing where the youth should be quite aware of the whole situation and of the circumstances that are looming. What should we do more to raise the level of awareness, in your opinion?
Of course, the youth of Egypt now, I would say since 2011, has found out that it's a hard heritage, it's a hard job, it's a mission. It's a mission to maintain a country, it's a mission to maintain a country of the importance and of the political and the economical size of Egypt, of its geopolitical location, of its... so it's humbling, you know, like the change youth has underwent from 2011 till now. It's humbling. It humbles every Egyptian gentleman, lady and gentleman, to the situation of what governance should be like. So it has put us into the realization that we have to respect and unite and stand in covenant with every sector and every Egyptian man doing their job, especially the president.
Yes, definitely.
So taking off from that position, the Egyptians or the youth must learn how to coexist with one another, how to work in a team, as we discussed earlier, how to work in a chain, you know, like how to connect with one another, how to coordinate
for the noble cause of Egypt, for the love of Egypt. How to coordinate, let me say, for the love of Egypt.
How to coordinate for Egypt.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And that is the main motto, and with the growing pressure and with the geopolitical changes that we are seeing worldwide, it's a matter of great responsibility, this sense of this level of awareness and this sense of patriotism for each and every Egyptian to be our leadership and to definitely know and understand the global pressures that arise. Well, as global pressure rises and Egypt is leading urgent mediation efforts, and as you've said, the questions change. It is no longer whether the guns and when the guns are going to fall silent, but whether the silent actually and the silence will carry this meanings for peace. And now, can hope truly return to the Palestinian people? That's always the question that we are all working for. We need hope.
We need hope. Hope is this imaginary power that can drive mountains and can move oceans. So under all of that stress, under all of that bloodshed, hope is the key aspect that's keeping the cause together and keeping the resistance going in Palestine.
Yes, and that's the best way to culminate this episode on this hopeful note. Hopefully, hope always exists. I thank you so much, Mr. Mohamed Saidy, member of the coordination of youth parties and politicians. Thank you so much for adding value and for discussing with us the main stories making headlines this Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for the great interview, and thank you for having me here today.
Thank you so much. And I thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. That was the Wednesday Debate Live, and I'm Tagreed Hussein, thanking you all for watching.